we're about to get into this next semifinal, a best-of-7 between Ghost and G2. Without any further ado, let's do it. Let's go over to Wavepunk and Finable Carpet. Take it away, guys.
Thanks so much, Axel Toss. G2 versus Ghosts. This match went all 5 games in league play. Saw G2 come out with the victory there. And they're currently on a 2-game win streak, as this was actually their last game of league play here. And Kronovi, you see him here on the pitch. You'll notice if you get to see, when you get to see the scoreboard. Right now, he's rocking his RLCS Season 1 World Championship title. He's the only North American in league play who has ever won the championship right now. And he's the only one who could possibly do it again. So, will they get to? We'll find out.
I mean, G2's just been the thorn in all of our predictions all season.
Oh, of course.
Because they are one of the most wildly inconsistent teams when it comes to just like on or off. There's really no in-between. And it's not really a shot at their skill because clearly they are one of the most skillful teams here. You see people like JNaps really just coming to town and showing everybody how skilled he is. It's really his first time being able to showcase that. So obviously they've got all the talent on their side, but it really just sometimes they don't click. They don't mesh. There's too much hesitation. No one's really thinking about each other. They're thinking about themselves. Going against Ghost Gaming, who really came to the last series with a mission, and that mission was to blow everybody up with just no care in the world. Yeah, so they came through and they got the clean sweep there over FlyQuest. So G2, a team that has been up and down over the course of their existence across all of Rocket League, and this season has been one of their most consistent seasons. And we always want to believe them because they have so much power and so many dynamite players on their team. We're talking about Kronovi, the only player here in league play who has actually won a world championship. JNaps, the current reigning league play MVP for North America, and then also Rizzo, who is just absolutely incredible all the way around. So these players, always a team we expect a lot out of, and a team that has frustrated us many, many times in the past. But here, we could have them playing for a regional championship for the first time. I mean, it's like, you know, when your dad says he'll come to your baseball game and he just hasn't come, you know? Like, you want to believe in G2, you want to be there for them, but so many times they have just kind of ruined our predictions and crushed our hearts when we want to see them at LAN just one more time. So this is their series to prove that. I mean, at least they will be at LAN, but will they be able to continue on and potentially be regional champions?
We will see here in this best of 7. All best of 7s today. We get G2 versus Ghosts here. Ghosts going to start out early here with a pass from the corner. Zane Jackie to finish it off, and they're on the board.
I mean, the pass from the corner, just nice and simple. Classic, just staying over there waiting for Rizzo's hit. And there you see JNaps and Kronovi getting caught up on each other, both on the back wall, neither coming from net, and they'll leave it wide open early on for Ghost.
4:45 left to go, just 15 seconds in. JNaps now airborne to see if he can tie it up all by himself. Underneath, too. It goes over to the side. Rizzo could possibly get a really tight angle, but it will not happen. It'll go off the post. Now Classics out. Play it towards the net. Blocked away by JNaps. But Rizzo with the demolition, or being demolished in his own net by Classics. Zane Jackie in to try and take the shot. Especially in their match earlier today, Ghost versus FlyQuest, we saw the demos being a huge part of that game. Defining the victory. A double demolition there towards the end.
Who in the right mind would try and fake someone out in front of their net? Rizzo, you've got some on you, man. You've got some big ones.
He's able to get it away. It's back out to midfield. Play off the wall, nobody in net. Rizzo up in a cherry pick. He'll move up, but Classic should beat him out. Play it to the side. Zane Jackie there. Now he's got Lethemir to work with in the midfield. The pinch will go in Ghost's favor. Zane Jackie onto the backboard, Rizzo off and back out to midfield. Kronovi to follow through, but Lethemir over the top, and JNaps now to the side. Rizzo sets up in net. He and JNaps will commit together, and Classic's just lurking at the midfield. Even though his team wasn't on offense, they'll be able to push that one back into the box, and here he comes up to take the shot. JNaps to send it away, and it'll drop onto the hood of Kronovi. Now JNaps up onto the backboard. Rizzo looking for an opportunity. He'll fall back. We'll see Lethemir get the clear downfield. G2 still looking for that response. Now JNaps. This one just die in front of Kronovi. Classics played over to the side there. Rizzo off the backboard. Lethemir to Classics. JNaps with the interception down the field. Just kind of stalling out there in the corner. Zane Jackie tries to keep it going, and he'll end up with Lethemir here.
You can see both teams playing pretty passively. They'll get their 1 or 2 shots on. Then they'll back off, but the demolition Classics almost to the corner.
And Rizzo's able to get the save. Classic shot just wide there off the post. Made the play and they put it together, but the shot just wasn't on target. We'll stay at 1-0 here, right at halftime in game number 1. Lethemir sent a shot towards the net again. Rizzo now away.
Smart on him to stay in net. He thought about it. He was thinking about contesting it, but Vladimir had him beat by about a card length or two, and he wouldn't have been able to contest that, so he waited patiently to get the save.
This is our second semifinal of the day. Classics to try and take the shot. This time he'll put it in. It does touch the post, but it goes through. 2-0 now for Ghost.
So big thing too, we haven't seen G2 yet play today, so this is their first game of the series. So, you know, they're going to be warming up a little bit while we've already seen Ghost just take a dominating series, 4-0 earlier today. So they're going to be taking it to G2 with all their might, with all that momentum.
Yeah, the thing about best of sevens, you have lots of time to kind of get your wits about you. You can afford to lose as many as 2 games before you're really into a crunch area. But the more you lose, the more difficult you make yourself on the back end of the series. So, see what G2 opts to do here. This pass in front of the box, JNaps looks for the shot, but Classics with the save away. That first semifinal of the day, won out by Cloud9. They are awaiting the winner of this match in the finals. See who will be crowned our North American champions for the first time ever. It won't be Jacob and company. Zane Jackie looking for Lethemir. Classics in the corner. Zane Jackie the pass now. Classics will look to put it through, but blocked by Rizzo. Lethemir up, and Kronovi wins the 50-50 over the top, and JNaps will have ball control up here in the corner. Brings 2 into the corner with him. Kronovi's got the clear, and JNaps could possibly drop this behind Classics. He does. Here comes Rizzo to take the shot. The soft one underneath. Zane Jackie still gets the save, though, and sends it away. He needed just a little bit more speed on it.
I mean, that execution from G2 was about as good as it could be. The drop down, and Kronovi will get there to sink it underneath Lethemir. Lethemir?
Lethemir. We'll go with Lethemir.
Not my day today.
That's okay. You know, Kronovi's got, it's Kronovi's doing a good job. Look at that. Putting it through. 1:12 left to go. Only a 1-goal differential now. This G2 looking to see if they can tie it up here in game number 1. Jabs into the corner. Looks like Classics will get the demolition. Can he get it out here to Kronovi? He kind of flipped a little bit.
He's got nothing left.
Yeah, there's a little bit of confusion there on the positioning. Zane Jackie will just look to carry this all the way down. Rizzo will be able to play it to the side. He's got to find the goal. We've seen some buzzer beaters today, but not ones that sent us to overtimes. Ones that actually avoided overtime. I believe it was Lethemir that scored that one earlier today as well. JNaps into the corner, sets it high. Kronovi thinks about it, but falls back instead. Zane Jackie soft touch to the middle. 38 seconds remaining. Rizzo in the air and into the corner. JNaps out to Kronovi, shot towards net. Over the top, it looked like Zane Jackie would have time to read this, but can't get the air, hits the jump button just a little bit too soon, and we've got a tie game.
He really should have, but he was hesitating too much on the corner. Him and Lethemir, they both had plenty of boost, one with 100, one with over 60, somewhere between 60 and 70. So in reality, I think neither really dedicated to going for it. They both expected each other to get it, and that is where communication can be key, and now tied game.
JNaps trying to outplay Zane Jackie on the back wall. Now Zane Jackie trying to play it down. JNaps will get the demolition. Rizzo through the air. Lethemir and Classics send it back away with 10 seconds remaining. It is all tied up here in game number 1. JNaps gets a pass 2. It's just Lethemir in the back. He'll play it to the side. Where is Kronovi? Does he come in? He tries to make the touch. It's not quite there. And it looks like we'll probably have overtime unless G2 can work some magic right now. No, it will touch overtime in game 1.
Aiming for that corner to try and bounce it up. But either way, I think this is still a success in G2's book. They were down with only a minute left. They were able to sink a goal in, pushing it all the way through. They definitely have it, and they're slowly warming up. You can see them gaining control as the match continues.
And quite the momentum swing there. Rizzo will get the save as Classic tried to take a shot on a bit of a confused defensive rotation. And now Rizzo with the transition clear all the way down the field. Lethemir gets a nice touch, puts it back to midfield. Now JNaps in the middle. Kronovi with the dunk over the top. Nobody really in a good position to defend, but no one in a good position to shoot either. So there will be a clear from Ghost. Lethemir's touch right out in the middle. Classics over to the side. JNaps positions accordingly. Put it back into the middle. Kronovi looks, but does not make contact. It'll be Rizzo in the back. Misses the touch. Oh, he does make the touch there towards the goal. Now JNaps again. The shot's coming through from midfield from G2. Nothing extremely threatening, but forcing the clears out of Ghost. Now Rizzo following along. Zane Jackie will play it back, and JNaps moves in. Rizzo looking for bumps. Doesn't find anything meaningful, and Lethemir be able to try and carry this one down, but Zane Jackie was up as well, so Classics, the last line of defense, onto the backboard, not making contact. 2 players missed there from Ghost. JNaps will position as he sees Classics will get the touch. Now 117 into overtime. Next goal will take the victory here in game 1.
Surprisingly, not a lot of bumps or demolitions from either team, especially from Ghost, as that seemed to be their target last time. So the fact that they haven't been getting a lot of bumps, maybe it has to do with the way G2 positions. They find themselves at midfield more often than in net, so they're not as easy of targets as far as just, getting free rotational demolitions.
Lethamyr to try and take a shot towards the net, puts it through just with a nice flick by himself over the top of the defenders. Was there any bumps here? I don't believe so.
Jackie went out for JNAPS, but he wouldn't have gotten there in time anyways.
He was nearly there, but it's debatable at best there. And we'll see Ghost take game 1. What a comeback there by G2 to bring it. They were down by 2, sent us to overtime, but still it was Ghost who was able to finish it off.
And Ghost, I mean, you can just see right there in stats. The stats don't tell the story, but they tell a story. You can see that G2 started off having to get a lot of saves, a lot of shots in favor of Ghost, even through that overtime when it seemed like G2 had some control. So the stats definitely seemed like it was leaning towards Ghost, especially for the first about 3 minutes of the match, I'd say. G2 will be warming up and trying to find their lot in this match to figure out what kind of Ghost are they dealing with. Is it a team that's going to just blow them up entirely and remove them from the pitch? Is it just a team that's going to be quick and consistent? We see Lethamyr really kind of flexing his skills and really flexing his mechanical skills in these matches, getting some nice dribbles and really being a big threat. But you got to worry just as much for JNAPS, Kronovi, and Rizzo.
Yeah, when we saw, you talked about we stopped seeing as many demolitions from Ghost, and especially in the overtime, and that is, I feel like, normal for overtime when we see the players kind of go back to what is our default, what is the thing we do best, what have we been doing the most, and like the demolition thing is a decently new tactic, and it also forces a player to commit to not rotating back as quickly. He has to, he makes his first play, and then he goes for the goal. He adds one more step before he rotates back, which can just leave you more open to the breakaways there. But here in the end, didn't really matter for Ghosts as they were able to just on the back of Lethamyr put this one through. Now they've got a 1-game lead.
And I think they know what they're up against. G2, their counterattacks are one of their strong suits. If you're going to go for demolitions and you don't get that, now you've left that one guy back on defense. And usually pros can do a retreating single-player defense.
Yes.
But against G2, that threat becomes that much more promising because you have people like Kronovi, JNAPS, and Rizzo, pretty much all of G2.
Now game number 2. G2 closely losing game number 1. They'd like to bounce back here in game 2. Best of 7 means first of 4 wins, and JNAPS will force the defense to not be able to make the touches here. G2's got the lead.
Yeah, Classics in net, waiting for the touch from JNAPS. Just didn't expect it to be on target, so he waited a little bit, went for the jump, and he just couldn't get there in time. A lot of the times, those touches are aimed to be near net, not exactly on net. Players will always make an attempt to potentially put it on target, but it's tough to predict those as a defender because you're waiting for something hard off the backboard potentially, trying to get ready to clear it out with your team.
When clearing balls that are right there near the post are really difficult because you can't get a full touch onto it because the post is taking up a lot of space there. So it's you don't want to have to commit because you're already committing yourself to a bad touch. But if you don't commit and it is going to bounce in like it was there, just a very difficult situation for Classics. JNAPS putting them there, and G2 up for the first time here in the series. First time they've had a lead today. We'll see Classics in the back corner here. Gets a pass 1. Slowly, and then goes for the turnaround, letting Lethamyr try to dribble it out. He'll look for Lethamyr here on the touch upwards. Now just the kill in the corner. Now he'll look for the bump. 2 players in the corner for Ghost. JNAPS takes his time gaining control here. Gets a pass. Classic, still just 1 in the back. But no meaningful shot coming through from G2. And Lethamyr will be able to clear it away. Rizzo downfield. Jackie off the backboard. He falls back, turns around, punts it high. JNAPS coming off the wall, over the top of Lethamyr, towards the net, looks for the pinch inwards, but does not find it. Jackie gets the clear and the transition all the way down the field. Who's the first player here? It's going to be Classics with a shot towards the net. Lethamyr underneath, and the bump on net made it all possible. They tie up the game.
The homing missile onto Kronovi. He was just stuck there against the wall. Jackie seeked him out, slammed him against the wall. Lethamyr open net for him. That first shot at that point was just a deterrence. Force Kronovi to go for it so that you can predict his path. Lethamyr snuck him out, and now you will see them tie the game up. 3:30 left.
Classics the shot towards net. Rizzo to send it to the side for another kickoff goal. The kickoff goals are finally really starting to mean a lot here in the regional championships. JNAPS punts it in midfield. Kronovi with a follow-up. Over towards Rizzo. The team plays working out. Nobody expected Rizzo to take that shot. That'll be G2 back in the lead.
All starting with that touch from JNAPS, softly putting it up so that Kronovi had time to look for a teammate. And Rizzo off in that corner, all quiet by himself. you'd have to be aware, and I mean, they knew he was over there, but to be able to get such a hard shot, popcorn everywhere, Rizzo will put them in the lead.
It's a movie time celebration. So JNAPS will put it around the wall, down towards the corner. Kronovi with a loft into the middle. Classics will be the first one there. Drops it down, and Lethemir, nice backflip. Keep the momentum going downfield. St. Jackie back to the corner. Playing it off the wall for himself, above the backboard, uncontested, but no follow-up from Ghost. JNAPS will steal this, gain control, and slow it down. Flicks it over the top of one. Looks for Zane Jackie, but he's already in the air. Not going to be able to bump him. This will mean ball control's back in favor of Ghost. Classic's shot towards the net is wide. Rizzo will pick it up, move to the corner. JNAPS downfield, Rizzo up. Lethemir's in the air first, and Kronovi gets demolished, which means he's got an open backfield here for Classics, just all the way down the net, puts it through. The demolition's coming through again. Tie game.
And now you'll see how you can get punished for the cherry pick. You saw Rizzo up there trying to get the pass from JNAPS, always giving each other targets, but you're leaving yourself wide open when you either A, aren't going to get the pass, or B, you leave a defender alone in the back, and the demolition will give them another wide open goal.
Yeah, both goals so far from Ghost this game's involving bumps or demolitions, physical play, removing G2 players from the defense. The 3 players in the corner there for Ghost. This one goes back to the middle. And they're just lucky JNAPS wasn't anywhere around. In a completely open net. Lethemir will look for Classics. His touch is soft, but moves it into the orange. Now JNAPS from the wall. Classics just fakes him out. Moves it past him and past Zane Jackie. You know, Classics is rotating back right now. Can JNAPS and Rizzo make this work? No, they will not get it through. Lethemir gets the block and gets the pop over the top of Kronovi. Zane Jackie looks to put it onto the backboard to double tap it down. The dual threat option here from Classics and Zane Jackie going completely unused, and JNAPS all the way down the field on the counterattack. You talked about it last game. G2's got the lead back.
Lethemir had time. He was at the midfield, but this bounce could not have been worse for him. Perfectly down for JNAPS and not out. So difficult to read as the defender, but JNAPS was able to do it, and now they will put them back in the lead, 1 goal.
Well, they got to be kicking themselves that Zane Jackie and Classics weren't able to make that goal work on the other end. They had so many options. They just were not able to make the shots on net. And then Rizzo, look at this. Popcorn again, a 2-goal lead now for G2.
Just happy it's not the party one, all right? Just be losing it again. That touch from Zane Jackie, it was unfortunate, especially with no one back in net. His idea was to keep it away. On kickoff, if it comes in your half, you actually have possession because you are always starting in your half, and they have to cross the halfway mark and pick up boost on the way. So his intention was to put it back in his half so they had control, but no one was in net to just give a wide open shot for Rizzo.
Was the goal from Rizzo still a difficult one? And oh my goodness, the burn is happening here from G2. A hat trick now for JNAPS. Just look at this solo play. Set it up for himself, all the way down. So fast, so speedy.
I was looking. You told me to look.
I did.
And I watched.
Yeah, it was great.
All right, well, now it seems like G2 is starting to take this away, really have warmed up. They're in their prime, as it will. But sometimes they fall, so hopefully, for them at least, that doesn't happen.
Hopefully they can hold on at this point. 3-goal lead with a minute remaining, pretty substantial one, but crazier things have happened.
So something I do want to give G2 credit for is when they are bringing it out of their half, they are always doing it as a pair and with some sort of target in mind. They very rarely clear it, unless it's for the sake of, you know, getting some boost and resetting. But then the next time, then they'll, like the moment they've got boost and they've reset, then they'll start doing the 2-man passing plays and try and get out, you know, for reason. So they very rarely give up possession. But sometimes, as we saw earlier, if they go for the cherry pick, they're leaving themselves wide open for a great demolition play.
And they put it through there. A brilliant offensive just showing here. Started with this beautiful JNAPS dribble head Kronovi, as you were saying, moving out as a pair. And it's that dual threat opportunity that creates their dual threat option here. We got 2 different things you can go from. The defense doesn't know which to block. That gives them these sorts of openings. And another goal goes through. 34 seconds left, up by 4. Pretty safe to say. G2's going to tie up the series.
Yeah, we can call it, honestly, only because I honestly hope Ghost makes us wrong if we're going to call it now.
Oh, I'd be happy to see it. I mean, this would now be the craziest thing that's ever happened in RLCS. If they score 4 goals in 20 seconds.
I can almost say in my life. Not even just RLCS.
I tried to think of something more crazy, but you know what? I'm struggling right now. So we'll leave it. We'll leave it at that. But it's not going to happen. So haven't seen everything yet. JNaps trying to get one more in here. He does know fantasy's over, right? He doesn't have to keep adding the stats.
I mean, it never hurts to pad them for your own ego.
It's over for North America and Europe anyways.
Always for the ego.
G2 eSports, look at the comeback here. After losing game 1 in overtime, they come back with a 4-goal dominant victory, tying up the series. No 4-0 sweep today. Not for this one anyways.
Now, if you look, G2 has only one more shot than Ghost. They have 10 shots to 9, but 4 more goals.
Yeah.
And then Ghost, the 2 goals they had were results of bumps and demos. So, you know, the question to ask is, are they relying too much on that? Are they trying to find the moment that G2 comes out, can't actually connect on a passing play, they have left one defender, and you can get a demolition? That's a lot of puzzles, or a lot of pieces in a puzzle to come together to get a goal.
A lot of puzzles.
A lot of there's just like 4 puzzles.
4 separate. I'm trying to put all the puzzles.
All the pieces are mixed
put
up.
the puzzles together. Then I got to put the puzzles.
And then it blows up
together with each other. Like.
But I think that's going to be a struggle. You don't want to rely too much on the demolition. It is a great tool to pull out when you find an opportunity. But what makes them so strong is that all it takes is you see a small little window, and now it's opened up a bigger door for you. So you essentially bust through a window, and now there's just a hole in the wall. So you don't really want to rely on it. I don't think they're relying on it. I know they're way better than just like, let's only go for demolition goals. But they're having a hard time breaking through G2 because G2 is so good at clearing it.
Yeah.
They can't keep up aggression, which is what we saw they did earlier in the previous series. They were just taking shot after shot, pushing it through until they were able to finally either get a demolition or a bump, or just sink it in. But G2's clearing and counterattacks are just a bit too strong for that to be too reliant.
Well, we've talked a lot this season about how many teams will have everything right except for the accuracy. They won't be able to put the play together, but they won't be able to take the shot. Right now, that is not true at all about G2. They had brilliant accuracy that entire game. You saw 5 goals on 7 shots, I believe it was there, from...
Oh, from one person?
From JNaps, I think that was what happened, if I remember the stat board correctly. It was just in front of my eyeballs.
Confidence, just say yes.
That's what happened, folks.
Yeah.
They're going to go back and clip it. That's just, the nature of Twitch chat. But Rizzo looking for Kronovi to see if they can continue this one on. Their accuracy has been on point. The defense on Ghost's side, like, while I like their offense, when you get scored on 6 times in one game, you've got to figure out something on your defense. They're giving too many opportunities to G2 here. They're going to have to find a way through it. Scoring would help, but if they could, like, knock that lead down a bit, be good stuff for Ghost. Kronovi tries to play it through, can't get it through Classics. Lethamir will look to transition it back out. First minute coming and going decently quietly here, but Classics might be able to put one in. Yes, he does. 3 seconds left in the first minute, and Ghost is on the board.
Luckily for hitting that, bumped right back into him from that post, but we see Kronovi going up for it, not making contact. Lethamir then getting the pass out to Classics, almost getting in each other's way. Comes right off the post, back into the undercarriage of Classics. But that Kronovi, the moment he didn't get that touch, Lethamir was just there to follow through, get the pass to his teammate, and they'll take the lead in a minute in.
And that's the 3rd time we've seen Classics and the post making a pivotal play. One of those did not result in a goal either. So
teammate number 4.
The accuracy we're talking about. Ghosts needing to find a way to tighten it up there. Classics able to kind of get bailed out as the ball did bounce back straight to him. Oh, but Lethamir able to drop this one underneath. It looked to me like the G2 player was going to clear this one cleanly, but no. Lethamir's got other ideas. G2 down by 2 now.
So this was an own goal. Sorry, Rizzo. That was all Rizzo.
Oh, okay. I was watching it, and I'm like, I swear the G2 player touched it, but it's still going in the goal.
It was a tight place. I don't think I can react to this quick enough. It's a hard predict. But if I don't, Lethamir will probably score this, and I don't want to have to pre-jump in net, so I'm just going to go for it. Ah, crap, never mind. I just own-goaled it.
Maybe Jams can bail him out here with the air dribble. Lethamir will send it to the side. Rizzo to pinch it back around. St. Jackie soft touch in the middle, and Classics got a bit bumped. So did Lethamir. With the shot from Kronovi, slow enough to be blocked away. Ghosts will end up with the ball once more here. 3:16 left to go. Game number 3. They're all tied up at 1 game apiece. Winner here takes the lead in the series.
Significantly more quiet game. Only 3 shots for Ghost and 2 for G2, so only 5 total between all 6 players here.
2:58 left to go. Still over half the game already here, but Classics missing on the wall. Zane Jack will play to the side, and JNaps put the pressure down. Over the top by himself, off the backboard, around all of the defense. It's JNaps with, we talked about, this is the North American MVP.
Yeah.
This stuff like this sort of carry that he has right now for G2 is why he earned it.
And that hit even just into the corner that set it up for himself, but pulled out 2 defenders. Zane Jackie wasn't able to get there. Then Classics tried to turn around and get some kind of contact to slow it down. The contest from Zane Jackie's what pushed it over to the side, but recentered it for them.
Vast majority of G2's goals going assisted with the exception of JNaps, player who is creating so many solo plays. Man, he is well up high, very high. He might be able to get the corner boost there. Kronovi nearly made the shot. Classic's going to be able to make the block. And left mirror downfield. Rizzo up high, Kronovi in support. Again, you talked about it, always moving out as a pair. He'll look for the demos, doesn't find it, and Kronovi doesn't find the shot. Well, I should find the demolition and goal, or in the corner.
Well played by Classics.
That one away. Ball now dropped in midfield by Classics. 50-50 by JNaps will move it into the corner. Rizzo midfield. Thinks about moving up. He's got Kronovi right in front of him. This is very tight positioning from G2. Not the best. That's all three of them out.
Yeah.
Zane Jackie on the breakaway will put it through. Looked like G2 might be able to find the tie game, but no, it's back up to a 2-goal lead for Ghost.
Ghost doing the same thing. You see all three players from G2 just clumped up on the side, but again, coming out as a pair. Zane Jackie waiting at the mid. The 50-50 went well in their favor, and all he had to do was just carry that through. But G2 clumping up on the side was I don't think I have to say it was the mistake.
Yes, absolutely. No, for sure. Like that sort of positioning, especially when you get like the clear over the top of them, and then it's just simple as putting it all the way down. This one, oh, it actually goes in from Kronovi. This bounced off the post and down, and somehow still maintained forward momentum to go into the goal.
Sometimes it works out in your favor. Great shot as well. I mean, that's where placement comes in key. We talk about accuracy. Yes, you can be a team that doesn't have perfect accuracy and still win and be excellent and one of the top teams in the world. But the moment your accuracy is damn near perfect is when you're going to be able to just do things like that.
Yes.
Take advantage of situations where you're essentially, threading it through the needle. Oh, Rizzo.
Oh, he's so close. They brought out the goalie, and Kronovi will take a shot, but Classics does ground himself in time to make the save. The pressure still a bit on here for G2 as JNaps will send it back towards the goal again, but Zane Jackie sends it away, creating a bit of space. Ghost defense should be able to get things sorted back out. 1-goal game again. G2 been in this situation before, tied it up and sent us to overtime, but then lost in overtime in game 1. They'd love to be able to either avoid overtime or get the victory in overtime this time.
They've had great contest in the last 6 touches, but finally, Ghost will find a way to get some space between them and G2 and get a hard clear.
Bit of confusion between Leathermere Classics on who's going to clear that. Gives G2 another opportunity. JNaps up. Looks like we're low on boost. So it takes his time to drift back to the ground. Zane Jackie down the field. JNaps in the back. Demolition on JNaps in his own corner. Zane Jackie going for the back passes will more or less eliminate the usefulness of that demo. JNaps will find Kronovi, who does not make contact. Rizzo now. The clock can be stalled out here by Ghosts to effectively create the win. Right now they're having to play a lot of defense. Zane Jackie moves this one up the wall, and oh, those flown past the G2 player, not able to make contact. They're going to have to wrap this one all the way around NASCAR style. Rizzo will put it back in the middle. Kronovi's up with him as well. Gets a touch. Got it deep in the territory, but with 5 seconds remaining, they have to make the goal happen right now. Sethmere plays it back out. Nobody able to make contact from G2 there. Ghosts will put it into the ground and get the victory here in game number 3, taking the lead in our series.
Now here's something interesting that I haven't seen very often.
What's that?
0 saves for G2.
Oh my goodness.
So that's a little bit skewed sometimes because depending on where they make the save, sometimes it won't always register. If you're far from net and you were able to get like a great 50-50 and it was never going towards target, but you still effectively saved it, it might not register, but that's still pretty low. They had a lot of shots. They weren't playing a lot of defense until it was too late is kind of what that stat kind of alludes to me, is that they didn't need to play defense a lot of time because they were doing a good job shutting it down. But by the time a shot came on, it was too late. And that's when obviously something went wrong.
It's very interesting because I don't know if this is something that, I don't know why we keep track of this, but I have a record stat here that says total fewest saves in a game, just all across the whole thing.
Yep.
Wait, that's in a game, right? Saves in a game. Okay, never mind. I'm always doing this to myself, okay? This is saves in the game is the total saves in the game, okay, which was at 2. Okay, that's the lowest it's ever happened. It's happened 8 times.
Oh,
never
for
had
like all 6
across
players.
Both teams, yes.
That's
okay,
pretty
so
low.
I was about to, I've done this once before this season where I looked at the total game stat and was going to quote it for a team. I'm not going to do it again. So just, you know what? That's just a fun thing we keep track of, by the way. You guys can watch and play at home. If you see a game where there's only 1 save, you know that that's a new record.
So whenever that G2 had to play the quick defense, and they were a little more predictable because they had to get back to net. That's when you saw the more demolitions coming up towards the end. Now, it didn't result in much because by then it didn't really matter. Ghost already had the lead. They were just trying to stifle and slow down G2 as much as they could. But the moment the G2 positioning got kind of predictable, taking, getting the counter shots, trying to force someone in the net. They land, you get a demolition, you slowed them down, they have to do a 2v3, which just isn't going to be easy at any level of Rocket League, but especially this level.
Now, one record that was relevant today, let's make sure this goal doesn't go in first.
That shot was,
so close. Zane Jackie trying to, man, just can't even get a good clear right now. And the ball spending so much time, not just in the blue half, but in the blue box right now. We're seeing G2 just suffocating Ghosts. As Kronovi puts up another one, JNAPS will get the redirect, and just, eventually, when you got that much pressure here, G2's gonna be able to do it to you. They've got the lead in game 4.
I mean, this is that double option threat, and on top of it, Zane Jackie had no boost whatsoever. But that is the threat where Zane Jackie wants to try and be there on the backboard, wants to try and save that out. Potentially might even think that first shot would be going in until, usually you don't know until it's been in the air for like half a second or so, sometimes depending on how close it is. But that threat, having JNAPS there ready for the redirect.
Can let them here do this, tie it up. Nope, it'll go off to the side. JNAPS will look for the clear, try and send it away. Get it past 2, but Classics with the clear. Classics here had a game in his series against FlyQuest earlier where he put up 10 shots. That ties the record from North American players. Garrett G putting up that original record here, but G2 Rizzo, popcorn reigns again here, 2-0 G2.
I'm just trying to honestly find the ball right now. I can't seem to find it on my free cam. I got confused.
It was all the way up in his own corner as that one pitched down, just went the entire length of the field.
It happens.
2-0 G2 now. Too many twos in that sentence. Kronovi will float, just loft down to the goal himself. Vladimir will look, plays him through. Rizzo in the back, hang on as his teammates play up and on the offense. Now out of the corner, it's Kronovi to work with. Losing the 50-50. Classics looks to dunk it. Won't make contact. Vladimir over the top of 2. Now Rizzo has to touch this one away. Vladimir puts it down into the corner, but Rizzo will be able to slow this one down. And just the defensive positioning right now from G2, a bit of muck. Kronovi will make the save, but I don't think it's going to be enough. No, Lethamir comes through, puts it in, and Ghost is on the board.
More than a bit of muck, and this is where their positioning got more predictable. So Zane Jackie just found JNAPS on the ground because he knew they were all stuck in net. The amount of boost they had left over was barely anything. One had 0, one had 12, and one was dead.
Yeah, they were not rotating at all. Like, the demolition on the JNAPS was the nail in the coffin to ensure that goal happened, but there was most likely that goal was going to happen anyways, just because of the way that G2 was positioning themselves on the defense here. And now, a one-goal game. G2 going to try and hold on to it here, but Zane Jackie shot straight down. Beautiful coordination, tie game.
Talk about a way to tie it up within 10 seconds of the last goal. Zane Jackie taking the pass from Lethamir, beautifully dropping it down under the crossbar. Accuracy just seems to be getting better as the day goes on. These guys.
Only took them 17 seconds to do it. So they're able to tie this one back up and Ghost right back in it. They've got the lead in the series here. They could put G2 on match point with a win in this game. So back to JNAPS, over the top. Classics to Zane Jackie. Two teammates finding each other over and over again. They'll look for Rizzo in the midfield, but Lethamir wins the 50-50. Now Classics up, trying to drop a soft one towards the net, follows it up. Again, JNAPS make this touch. He does put it away, but he needs some help from his teammates. Kronovi comes in, wins the 50-50. It's what G2 needed to keep this one going, get it out of their half, but right now they lose all the following touches. They're going to have to learn to play it away to the side. Now JNAPS behind Classics there. Oh my goodness, these guys. The demolitions just continue to happen anywhere, just any point on the field.
Ghost really showcasing their retreating defense as well. Every time they go back, they're actually able to put 3 up on attack, and then that third can put himself in an interesting spot, kind of halfway in between. But he always gets there to contest at midfield no matter what, to slow it down enough for his teammates.
JNAPS up onto the wall, but Zane Jackie was waiting. Kronovi comes out, but no, it's through. JNAPS will be able to play it to the side. He's got Rizzo to work with now. Kronovi rotates back to net, plays it back down to JNAPS. Their rotation will sort itself out here. Rizzo over the top of 1. Zane Jackie with the 50-50. It drops down. Now Lethamir up, shot towards net, straight into the goal, and that's the lead for Ghosts. They've come back now, 3 goals straight.
JNAPS caught in the corner of that bounce. That was all the bounce. JNAPS honestly thought it was going to roll, or at least bounce up a bit more, but that went straight out towards his net. He was caught out in the corner trying to get the boost, and now they'll be down 1 goal. Ghost in the lead
It felt like the first few games we saw G2 winning a lot of 50-50s. Their solo mechanical plays were really the benefit to them. They, and then game 2 winning by 4 goals. Right now, the last few moments, it's felt like Ghost has been able to get ball control when they want it. G2 with their hands full in front of the net. St. Jackie effectively blocks. Now Classic soft touch in the middle. St. Jackie looks to pick it up, but JNAP's over the top of him towards the box. Classics will look to play it away. Now Rizzo back into the midfield. St. Jackie with a soft touch to try and intercept any follow-up shots from G2. Nobody was there. Now let them here through 2. Rizzo over to the side. St. Jackie's got a lot to work with here. If he can just take this one towards the backboard, it's up high, and he can look for Kronovi, and net finds him, but no one's there to pick up the backboard rebound. In the final minute, down by 1. G2's been here so many times this series. And the loss in this game will put them on match point. Last thing you want in the best of 7s to have to win 3 straight. JNAP's in net. St. Jackie up under the wall. Obi now in the corner with JNAP's in the midfield. Rizzo. Cross the net. Classics to play it back down towards the goal. JNAP's with the save. Kronovi will need to transition this one out. Gets the touch out to midfield. He's got Rizzo and JNAP's, a bit of confusion on who should be going for this, and Rizzo doesn't make the best touch. Classics over the top of 2, but JNAP's will be able to play it back to the corner. Now, with 10 seconds remaining here on the clock, can G2 get it to the other end of the field and score? Send us to overtime again. Kronovi off the wall. JNAP's with a touch into the corner. 3 players up, and they're all down, but Rizzo had hung back so far. He pretty much had a free shot on net there, but it won't happen. They're going to have to make this work still in a crazy fashion. JNAP's could move up, but no, not enough pressure there. Ghost gets the win, and they are 1 game away from knocking out G2.
I think the biggest difference I see right there is that Ghost has so much midfield control. G2 are just leaving the mid wide open, and it's giving Ghost opportunities and options. They can go for a pass for the redirect that we saw earlier between St. Jackie and Leathermere. They can go for a hard hit above the net where no one's there in the backboard, and they're forced to try and use a lot of boost to try and read it. Or they can just go for the slow dribble. They're getting a lot of options at the midfield. G2's not there for it. Sometimes it feels like they don't know who's going for it. Someone's sitting down assuming someone's going to come clear above their head, but then that guy thinks that the dude on the ground is going to dribble it, and they both kind of sit there. It bounces. Then one goes for it, but it's too late, and somebody from Ghost clears it, and that's when the defense is already off to a bad start. What's wrong with me today?
You know, just words in English can be really difficult sometimes, but that's okay, you know, because we got more of them. There's always more words.
Always
G2,
word.
only 3 shots in this match, and what has been a very decently even game statistically wise. It feels like the entire series. The only game that really had like kind of a strong outlier is the one game we saw G2 win 6-2. Every game the Ghost has won has been a 3-2 scoreline so far in this series.
Look at the shots, 10 shots to 3. So Ghost definitely in control offensively. Really, and I think a lot of that came with that midfield pressure. They were always there at the midfield, had a lot of options to try and make something out of it, where G2 were just giving a lot of that up. They'd get like 1 or 2 kind of solid opportunities when they did bring it up, but since no one was there at the midfield to keep pushing it in and keep up that pressure, they weren't able to solidify a lot of the goals.
Now, last time these guys played, it went the full length of the series. For that to happen again, G2 is going to have to win 3 straight now, or win 2 straight to send us to Game 7. Oh, this is not a good way for G2 to start. Basically pinching it into his own net. Classics will get the credit, and Ghost will have the lead.
So Kronovi actually still waited in net and played patiently. He played the safe card, and he started coming out thinking that they had control. But again, at midfield, Classics will be there. Take the shot. A little bit of aid from Kronovi. They'll take the lead and could be the final game of this match.
Yeah, morale just crusher there. Not the way you want to start off. You want to talk about a mentally tough player. Kronovi and all of G2, honestly, very well accustomed to losing the matches they want to win. They know how to deal with these sorts of pressure. I wouldn't leave it to them. And look at the shot from JNAP's. 2 players off to the side. Both Kronovi and Rizzo going to be not in the position to shoot as Kronovi was looking for bumps in net. Rizzo was off to the side. Kronovi, oh dear, and Rizzo. There's the confusion again on the defense. JNAP's just didn't feel enabled. I believe he was getting zoned in goal as well. 2-0 now for Ghosts.
Well, the tough part was that Rizzo tried to go up for that. Him and Leathermere both kind of beat that attempt, trying to get the save and the shot at the same time, both of them expecting each other to get it. And that's where the big mishap happened, because it was bouncing in that perfect pocket for Ghosts, where they just, no one could get there quick enough. They had the time of the shot. Everyone was grounded.
And you know G2, very, very happy this season to have made it to LAN for the first time since they came under the G2 banner. But you know that they would love to be able to play for the North American Regional Championship as well. The title that NRG has held every season. Formerly the Kings of Urban. And got picked up in Season 2 by NRG. These guys have always been the champions. They are now out of the running as Cloud9 and either G2 or Ghosts. And if Ghosts wins this game, it'll be either Cloud9 or Ghosts. That will be our North American Finals. But you know G2 would love the opportunity to play for that. They've got to do a lot of winning to make it happen. Kernovi, the loft towards the net, it'll be high, and Lethamir will clear just right back down the field. Now JNap's up. Rizzo looked. Classics in net. Classics will still get the clear. Now Rizzo around. Over to the side. JNaps has the read. Softly touch it towards Rizzo. Plays it back into the middle. Kernovi up. Plays it over the top of two. Onto the backboard. Does the shooter come through? It's JNaps. He leaves it alone. Lets Rizzo take the shot. It's a soft one, though, and Lethamir will be able to play it away. They had the defense all completely confused, but just not able to make the shot that counted there. And still down by 2 as we're approaching halftime as G2 eSports.
I mean, incredible idea, but the execution at the very end just fell a bit short. JNap's unable to rotate, but demolition from Kernovi could leave the net wide open, but the shot wouldn't come in quick enough.
Now JNap's shot towards net. Classics in the way. We'll block it away, but an open backfield. Rizzo's shot again is soft, and Zanejacki will get the clear. It feels like Rizzo's been struggling in the shooter role right now. We've seen JNap's perform well. We've seen Kernovi be able to put some great shots on net, but right now Rizzo's shot's just not quite there for G2.
Did Classics just save that? I'm 90% sure Classics just saved it.
These guys.
I'm going to change it to 85% because I don't want to be that wrong, but
okay. Well, I'll go with 63%.
I'm playing the safe card.
Yes, exactly. Love it. Kernovi following this ball on the wall, but Lethamir was there considerably earlier. 50-50 drop straight back down towards him. Kernovi up. 2 minutes remaining. Onto the backboard, trying to come off. It'll bounce back down. Here comes Rizzo with a shot towards net. The bump on goalie was opening it up. The shot was wide. Now JNap's in the middle. Rizzo send it over to the side. Kernovi trying to follow it, and Zanejacki will actually kill it in the corner, and JNap's will be able to get a nice clear. Demolition of JNap's in the middle. Just leave it, just completely open. I thought Rizzo would be a rotating back, but he'd actually gone to the side for boost, and that just left the backfield wide open off of that demolition, and Classics can take the shot straight down. 3-0 Ghosts.
Another goal off of a demolition. JNap's at that midfield. He had started turning back, getting ready to play the retreating defense, but he got removed from the pitch again, and I did get a confirmation. Classics did save that. So effectively, it's kind of 4-0 because that shot was going directly in, but Classics made the save.
Well, it's just... But the third goal wouldn't have happened if you put that one in.
Yeah, all right. Let's talk timelines.
You know, it's just all kind of weird. Zanejacki over the top of him, too. That's something I always think about. When someone's like, oh, if we just scored that one goal, it would have been tied. It's like, oh, actually, if you'd scored that one goal, you would have won because the other team wouldn't have scored the goal that they scored after that kickoff.
Yeah, but now we're talking like too many alternate timelines, and I don't want to get into that.
JNap's and Rizzo coordinating there for a nice offensive push, but with 1 minute remaining, yet to even get on the board. G2 eSports, with their work cut out for them, they have to make a monumental comeback, not only in this game, but in the entire series if they want to be able to move into the North American Championships. Right now, it's looking like it'll be a Ghost versus Cloud9 matchup. At the beginning of the season, I think Cloud9 will be one of those teams who'd be like, yeah, sure, absolutely. But Ghosts, I don't know. Right now, 36 seconds left. G2 finally gets on the board. Able to mess up the defense.
And their own demolition in the corner. Kernovi taking out Lethamir, their final defender. That seems to be the key right now that a lot of teams have been using today to, unlock that defense, find that hole, and just force an opportunity for yourself.
Rizzo up over the top. 33 seconds left, only down by 2. Definitely a possible comeback. I need a goal, basically immediately.
That bounce a little rough.
Classics will hold on to this one, and just look at him slow this one down. Look at over one. Gets bumped, but it gets tangled up with Zanejacki. 50-50s will go in G2's favor off of that one. Rizzo tries to drop this down to JNaps. Not going to happen. JNaps removed off the pitch. And as the final countdown occurs, unless JNaps can score this right here, he's got an opportunity, but he puts it high. Even if this goes in off of the bounce, there will not be enough time, and Ghosts does something they have not done yet. They will be playing in our regional championships here for North America against Cloud9. As I was saying, I think everyone was expecting Cloud9 at the beginning of the season, sure.
Yeah.
But to expect to see Ghosts here, oh man, this is awesome.
I mean, their playstyle just is clean and effective, and especially against teams that are a little inconsistent on what they bring to the pitch. G2 kind of has a couple of playstyles they adapt depending on who they're playing against, but that gets a little risky because you're assuming that your opponents will be bringing that same thing that they always bring. You have to make sure that you can practice on all fronts and on all different playstyles, and they struggle against a team like Ghost, and it's expected. Any team that's going to rely on individuals to excel is going to have a weakness against a team that likes to bump demolition and just force open goals.
Yep.
So that's kind of, I think, where G2 struggled. They struggled a bit on the midfield as well. And for those of you that are just tuning in, don't worry, G2 still made the LAN.
Yes.
They are still going to LAN, but this is to continue on to the regional playoffs to consider yourself the North American champions.
And we will get a G2 NRG game today, but it will be
That
the
is true.
third place match, not the regional championship match. So one of those teams will come in for the third seed, playing for prizing and money there. But our finals are set here in North America. Cloud9 going to be facing off against Ghost to be crowned the North American champions. Who will it be? We'll have to stay tuned, find out. We got a lot more action here for Rocket League. For right now, let's send it back to the desk.
Ghost with a very clean 4-1 victory over G2. They are advancing to the regional championship finals here in North America Rocket League Championship Series, and what a match that was for them. Let's take a look at the Mobile One high performance replay. Ghost starting off the day with a sweep against FlyQuest, keeping up their momentum. And honestly, I mean, we were talking about it during the game, pretty comfortable victory there for Ghost.
Throw the big three storyline out the window. Ghost is here to play, and they are playing in the grand finals for North America. No one expected this at the start of the season. Everyone would have been talking about one of those big three or two of those big three in the grand finals, but Ghost played pretty much a perfect series versus G2. Very clean series. They went for the right demos. Once in a while, they would get a little too aggressive on them, and then G2 would make them pay. But for the most part, Ghost was in control here.
Yeah, Ghost would be very happy with that performance. G2, on the other hand, they will be appalled by that performance. That was simply not good enough from them. Too many mistakes happening all the time, giving too much space over. They just never really settled down properly, despite the fact that they did take a win. And that's what happens. North America, you cannot afford to be making that many mistakes anymore because you will be punished. Yep, congratulations to Ghost.
And plus, for 2 series in a row, we see JNaps. He outshoots both his teammates combined when they play against Ghost, and that's just not going to be a winning formula when you play against a high-caliber team. That there needs to be more offense from the other two. It seemed like Rizzo was getting at least goal opportunities and scoring them. Like we saw Popcorn a lot during that series, but JNaps needs some help. It seemed like Kronovi was very quiet throughout the series. Only 8 shots, 5 games, and 1 goal. So he needs to pick it up going into the World Championships. And I still think that 2-1 defensive style is not going to work versus these high-flying Europeans.
No, the teams are getting quicker and quicker. I mean, the way I look at it is Method plays the same as Cloud9 does, but I feel like they do it slightly better. And you cannot afford anymore to have that one player back. If they do that, they're going to get completely rough shot over. So they've got time. But it's a race against the clock right now for G2. It has to change.
It does, and they have a little bit of time to do it, but right now they don't have a lot of time between now and the next match because G2 is playing again. We have a third place match coming your way. There's seating on the line and money on the line before we get into our final match, which will be the grand finals in between Ghost and Cloud9. So we're going to take a quick break here from twitch.tv/Rocket League. When we come back, NRG returning to the pitch, facing off against G2, a fight for third place in the RLCS North America Regional Championships.